Hello and welcome to my walkthrough of the Rocket Elevator's Get a Quote page. This project was built using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap to ensure responsive design and consistent visual styling. My goal was not only to meet the requirements modules, but also to create a clean, user-friendly interface that helps create a confident customer experience. We're gonna try to go to the get quote page. It worked, and we're gonna go back and try to go through commercial. It works. So now let's get into the HTML structure. As I just showed, the page can be accessed through all the links in the index page. As you can see, the header and the footer are just as the original index HTML. So let's begin with the layout. Um, this page uses tags like div for containers, h2 for titles, form, input, and select to build the code form. Inside the head section, I added a link to show the elements to bring um, the style sheets from Bootstrap. All these links references to Bootstrap, Google Fonts, and my custom file quote.css. So this set up a consistent look across the page. The main content of quote.html is on this left column and right column. This is divided using the class called /md/6, which is part of the Bootstrap 12-column grid system. At the bottom of the code, I use the script tag shown here to load the code.javascript, which brings the page to life with interactivity. Now let's dive into the styling here in the code.css. This is what makes the page look professional and easy to read. In here I created a class called Rocket Red, which is used for both the form and the summary box. This class defines the background, the contrast, padding, shadows, and the corners of the boxes. And I also use this media rule to make the layout responsive to desktops and mobile screens. So on big screens you'll see the form and the summary side by side, and in smaller screens they will stack vertically for better usability. Now regarding JavaScript, this is what makes the page interactive and dynamic. When the page loads, the script listens to the input of the user, and by selecting a building type, entering numbers, and choosing a product tier, is gonna produce outputs based on the business logic. So, for example, if we go back to the page, if we select residential and 300 apartments, 60 floors for the tier Exilium, it's going to produce this quotation based on the business logic. Um, so the script calculates the number of elevators, the tier price per elevator, the subtotal, which is the tier price times the number of elevators, installation fee, and the total cost. All of these results are updated in real time using the codes that are here. The total cost, summary total cost code. Um, this core code is part of what is called domain manipulation, changing what is displayed on the page using JavaScript. And to ensure that the numbers look clean and professional, I also added this string, which formats the price to US dollars and commas and two decimals. I also use if and switch statements to control which logic runs depending on the building type, and the tier property responds to user interaction. As mentioned, there's a personal touch here in the code summary. I added a new line called subtotal below the tier price. Instead of unit price, and this is thinking about giving more clarity and building trust for the decision maker, which is the user, and allows to have more visibility into how their total cost is calculated. Some of the challenges and learning experience through working through Module 2, I would say, is that I was trying to override some of the Bootstrap default styles, especially in the parallax title color. So here I use one of the rocket colors, which is blue, but here on the code I had to use this exclamation important how you call this function, or yeah, because even after defining the dot quote total class in my CSS, the text still appear in white. Even using DevTools to inspect which styles were being applied, and although I didn't fully solve it, using the exclamation important, I learned how to debug conflict styles, and that's something that I will keep improving as I gain more experience. As a final summary, through this project I've practiced to build a responsive and accessible layout with HTML and Bootstrap, apply styling with CSS, add an interactivity with JavaScript, using conditional logic and DOM manipulation, and present results in a format that is clear and user-friendly. And that's it. Thank you for watching.